Hi, it's David here with Future Trading. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. I gave you guys some information about that daily, man, and definitely you can kind of see it right here. I'm gonna show you that snapshot there, but there's several pictures there that you'll want to go back and take a look at because I told you guys that the market would turn. That was last year, and of course, I made the video here recently, and even with that lift that they did to run back up, I showed that in those slides there, where there's a zone where it fell into that zone and came right back up. So I told you about that decline. I told my private community about the up where it should turn at, and it hit right into that intraday zone on that hourly. Took right back off to the upside. Now, if you go back in that video and you take a look, there was a zone in that snapshot there, but to my private community, there was a zone above, okay, that they rallied back into, and of course, turn right back down. And so I want to make sure that you guys understand what's coming next. I told you in this last video what I think should happen, and I'll reiterate that again here. And so you'll definitely know. I told you guys I was going to look at the silver. There's that zone there. You can go back and watch that video. They move right back into that zone and turn back around. And of course, they're back here. But that's that zone that they rallied back up to that high from. But I told you guys I was going to look at the NQ. I'm sorry, the gold and the silver for you. So we're going to take a look at that as well. And I'll try to read this with you just a little bit. It's uh it's in the evening, so it may be slowing down just a bit. It's like 3:56 here. If you're new to the channel, most viewed videos here, a lot of information you'll want to take in. Universal threshold is how far the bar will pull back before resuming price action trend. You just need to be able to count to 10 in order to trade. Price action method, I use the majority principle, which states that the minority is compelled to follow. And then, of course, that chart scale, that's important too. So I'm going to teach you how to look at your bezel, your hard right edge, and you don't have to look left. You can know where the market's going to turn at. That's really important. So that's that high. Okay. I don't have all those snapshots for you. I just wanted to show you that. That's that high on that daily. And again, it fell down and they turned back up. All right. And I showed where that was possible in the last video. So you want to go back and take a look at that. Here's that weekly. Um, they're going down lower. I do suspect that's going to happen. They can end up down here. They absolutely can. They come up under here, we definitely gonna have a problem. And with this happening here like this, yeah, I think they will. So I believe we're coming here and possibly lower, but definitely down here. If they can get past here, it may just be an issue. They can do what they want. I want to say that they can do exactly whatever it is that they plan to do. But I want to tell you that they have a combination up here of some important information. You see the big wick, little wick, body can fit in there twice. Bar is red because that's majority, and then they did it again over here. All right, so they ran up there, they're turning back around. That's a problem. So yes, they can end up down here. I believe. I think they're going to come as far as here. But let's see what they do if they clip. I believe they wholeheartedly going to clip this. And I told you what I think on that daily. Let's go to the silver. And then we're going to go to the gold, and then we're going to go on the daily and kind of do the same. All right, then we'll go to the 1 minute chart and try to take a look real quick. May have to change it just a bit so we can catch a little bit of activity here. Here's that silver. Took that sharp decline there when they were above the chart here. Sharp decline down to the center of the chart. Okay, so there's your center of your chart, and they're sitting here. This is not indicative of them getting back up here yet. Now I know they're here. I know they're here, and they supposed to get back up. I don't like what they're doing with this. I don't like what they're doing with this. But if they decide to come down lower, they'll definitely come under here, and then you're going to have to see what can take place down here. I believe wholeheartedly they got a couple targets back down here that they want to come get back down in this area right here. Hopefully they won't do it. Hopefully they won't do it. Hopefully we just get a nice big bullish bar. You can see the selling slowing down, because there's the big bars, there's the little, well, it's picking up really if you compare this one. But they're slowing down just a bit, and you should expect that. There's the big bar. Here's the smaller bar. There's some buying coming in. All right, so that's simple enough. But I do know they got a couple targets down here they can come get. Let's hope that they can stay above, as if hope work in the market. It don't, but I just want to tell you that if you're wanting to see this market get back up, it's not a trend down yet. It's not. So we only have two here, two down. Need 7, but When you think of the highs, we talked about that in the last video. You have one, two, three, and there's four. You got four highs here. Now I do believe four are gonna get overshot, because usually it's three or four that get overshot. They'll come up. Okay, I talked about that in the last video. You can go back and watch and get more information. But I do suspect they may pop up just a bit. Um, I don't like this. I don't like this turn. It can work. I'm not gonna tell you that it can't. Of course, they at the center of the chart. It absolutely can work. Let's go to gold. All right, so come on. All right, so yes, gold. Yeah, even though they did that, they can get back up here. Look at where they're at. Look at where they're at. They can get back up here. They absolutely can. You had it all together back here. So your big wick, no hardly any wick. This body can fit in there twice, and the bar is green. Yeah, all of it's back here. It kind of did it here, but it's a new high. Okay, just try to put it all together. Just try to put it all together. Less selling. Here's some selling. This is less of it. So let's see if it can just, go ahead and take right back off, get back above here. I believe they can take this out. I do, but we need to go ahead and go now. All right, let's just say it like that. Let's go ahead and go now, because this is less selling, but you had less buying before that. Okay, so we got a bit of an issue up here, if you will. You're going to end up with this. All right, so this is something, we're going to look at as well. You're going to end up with those. Remember, I told you guys a while ago, I said, hey, man, whenever the market slows down, they'll give you like four inside of this one. That's what they're kind of building with this. So one more week of this is going to be just absolute nonsense. All right, so you may get one more. This week is going to be the problem. This week coming up is going to be a problem. All right, so I doubt that they'll bring that body back through here on the sell side. I don't think that should work. I mean, look at where they're at. They're already coming off the lows, so that should get them back up here. So, but even if they give you this, it's a way to trade this. I teach that in the private community. But if they give you that, it should still get back up here, I think. All right. So we talked about the NQ. Did we do NQ yet? Yeah. So the NQ, yeah, we already talked about this. I do believe they'll get down there. All right. So there's your weekly. Now, this is your NQ, your daily. We talked about this in the last video. I'm not going to go really far into this. I just want to show you the chart scale. I told you guys, I don't think they're coming past this bar. I don't. And to be quite honest, I don't think they're going to get past this one, to be just honest with you. They did rally up today. I don't like the low of this bar at all. It's absolutely a problem. And my community, they know what's wrong. They should know. They should know what's on the bottom of this bar. That's a problem. And should they come back this way, they should know the target right through the bottom of this bar. And that should go ahead and send them down. So I told you in the last video, they should not get past this bar here at all. And then, of course, they did this big old jump up as if they were going to go right back up there and get up there. It's not to say that they can't. I'm not one to say that they can't. They could if they wanted to, but I don't think that's it. You kind of got just some of it here. You don't have the mid beneath that low. That's why that bar is in red. But you got big wick, little wick, body can fit in there twice. 2 out of 3, that's not bad. They're under here, but they're kind of sandwiched in between here and here. Let's see what they do. I believe they'll bring this down. I may not be coming back to cover this. I'm gonna take another sabbatical from you guys. I know last time was 3 months. I'm gonna take another sabbatical. I do thank you, the 10 of you that hit the like button. Thank you so much, and those that left comments. Thank you so much. I really appreciate those that's willing to, of course, support the information. It's important because my time is very valuable. So I want to make sure that you guys get some help. All right. So if you know of anybody that need help, fate brought you here. I'm not advertising in any kind of way. All right. This is valuable information. So I don't want to go and do that. All right. That's to me not the thing to do. All right. So if you really want to learn, come to the channel and I'll be glad to give you some information that can work for free. And if you like what you're doing for free, I do have alternatives if you're in the market. All right. So for the price of an indicator, you can get education with me, all right, with the private playlist. And for those that's on the private playlist and you haven't done so already, I want to say this to you. I released a video probably about 2 days ago. It's called The Time Secret. So you can know what the market should do for the month, the day, and even for hours on end. So you'll want to go and look at that video. All right. And if you do, I am requesting that if you look at that video, just come back to this channel and just hit the thumbs up on one of these. Just support the broader community, because we want to get people that need help over to the channel so they can get some information that can change their trading. All right. So they can experience something different. We don't want them to keep being frustrated. All right. So if you could go and check out the time secret, how to know what the market should do for a month. For a whole month, you'll know where your ceiling and your floor at. For a day, you'll know where your ceiling and your floor at. And I know it may sound crazy, but I prove it to you with data. Show it to you that they do something, and it's very simple. It's not complicated. All right, so that's that. So if you want to go and check that out, please go and do so. All right, please go and do so. Again, I told you they wasn't going to come back past that bar. And I told you guys there's a blue bar up here, and I actually put the zone up here in that snapshot you'll see in the last video. There was a zone up here. They rallied right into it and then fell right back out of it. I even put a zone down here when they were on their way down for my private community, and I told them that they'll bounce, and they ran right into that zone and popped right out of it. The zone was roughly about this big. I'm gonna show you if you don't make it back, the zone was about this big here. That's about how big that zone was. And I told you that's the rotation zone on the way down when they were up here. I said that's the rotation zone. They fell right into it and turned. So go back and take a look. All right. So now let's see, can we do a little bit of this? I know they're kind of doing the majority to the downside. Um, this bottom is, I don't like what's here, but it's okay. It's okay. It's decent enough. The problem I'm having is what's behind it. Now, again, down here. There's a problem down here, and they should end up back down here. They should. I do understand them coming all the way back. I do get that. We didn't get our blue bars on the way up. They kind of started showing up here. Kind of overshot them, I guess, trying to get a handle on as to how they want to do it. You got your increase in here, which is your wicks, bigger wick or larger wick, smaller body, larger body. You kind of want to go with this. This is majority, because every professional field has procedural information. All right, so there's a official established way to do something. Absolutely important. And again, majority compels the minority. So if you want the market to go in your favor, you better know what majority looks like on the chart. And I'm doing my best to try to teach you how to look at it. All right, for free. All right, for free. I don't want nothing from you. All right, and of course we got our blue bar here. Those two didn't work, and that's fine. It happens. Let's see if they blew it. I think they blew that one. That's fine. It kind of hovered up here for a bit. They didn't want to pass this one straight away, and then they end up poking their head through. And then you had a couple of them here. So then you had a couple of them. I believe they sat here for a moment before they did that. Yeah, so you had a couple of them here. All right, had a couple of the blue bars here. Got up there, then they made a blue bar. First they ran past this one, even that one. It's inside the swing, so you should know that's a problem. Then you had one here. They pull right up to the back of it. That's that trap, and all of it is there. Okay, so you got your increased text. You had the increased text up here. I do my best to make indicators to help you guys. Again, I'm not the best at it. I was thankful Gabriel, he came on board and made the trend one, because I don't know how to do that. So congratulations, my friend. You are the best at it. All right, I just want to say that, give you your praise right now. You are amazing to make that, because there's no way I could have pulled that off. All right, but the increase indicator, bar color, and all of that, yeah, I'm okay with that. That was simple enough for me to pull off. All right, so the indicators, if you want them, if you're new, I do have them, $100. So you don't have to spend $300-400 for one indicator. I'll give you 300 for $100. All right, so increase. They ran past this one. That's okay. It's back there. Increase here, blue bar here with the increase. You kind of want that with the increase. Try to get them together. It'll work a lot better, I think. And so of course they came down here, and here's your blue bar here. They turn the corner. We're getting a little increase here. Let's see, can we read this just for about let's say about I don't know, 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. Let's go to the let's go up to the outlook. I want to show you this. They got some blue bars up here. They have one from below. They had one back here. They did that little nasty little push down, but then they came back up. They got some blue bars up here. So This morning when they pushed up, they hit this blue bar. Okay, they didn't go through the back of it at first. They kind of pulled up right to the top of it and then turned. Okay, and that's where that nasty little drop came in. But of course, you have one back here, and it came back. Now you stuck between two blue bars. I'm not fancy on what's on the bottom of this bar. I'm not. And so I do suspect there's a chance that this might end up being an issue, but we'll see. We'll just have to see. Let's go to the 15 second. Let me see. Can I read this with you just for about 10 minutes? I don't want to hold the video long at all. All right. So right, just slightly below the center of the chart here, they're playing the black backside of it. I do suspect that they could go up again if they want to. That's the key. If they want to, they need to get to it. And I mean now, right now. I don't like this term, but if it happens, let's do it now. Okay. Blue bar. Uh, yeah, you kind of got it all here. The body can fit in there twice, wick bigger than that, okay, mid is above it, so yeah, so you got all of it here. It's suggesting this, but they're really back here. And again, the if it's going to work, it's going to get back to the center of the chart. Okay, so that's how far you're looking for it to go if it's going to go back up. All right, so try to listen to the market and do it exactly as it tells you to do it. You had it all here too, so they just lean up. Got the wrong thing here. They're just leaning over really bad, if you ask me. But if they're gonna make all this possible, if they're gonna do all of this, it's gonna end up here. Now, from here, from this side, you got it all here. And so if they're going to go down, it can't be both people. So you want to use your chart scale. It's already in a downtrend. They haven't made an uptrend yet. So that's saying that they would get here. I particularly like the threshold, all right, the wick zone, all right, when it comes to it turning around on the green or red bar. That's really important to me. And you can trade it however you want to, but if it's going to turn around, I'm wanting them to go inside that wick zone. All right, just go inside of it if you're going to come back, and test the bar. Go inside the wick zone and turn back around. And clearly, that's not what they're wanting to do. They're kind of giving you all of it again. This body can fit in there twice, so they're doing it all over again. So they're back up. They're trying to hit back. I did suspect they can get back up. I do suspect they can do that. They just feel slightly under the bezel here, well under the chart scale. This is the bezel right here. Okay, so the upper part of your scale, lower part of your scale, you divide it in half. Do not kid yourself. This is very important. I just showed it to you on silver, gold, and the NQ with the weekly and stuff. Now they're trying to bring it right back with all of it. Well, let's see. Let's see. They do have a trend down, so they haven't made a trend up. You don't have 7 bars closing higher. Okay, not yet. If it was, there would be a dot above the bar. Here's the rules. If you don't know, this is what I'm doing right now. Okay, the mid got to, and that's where the pressure come on. If the mid get above the bar, or if the mid drop below the bar, okay, and the current bar, the live bar that's in transition, if that mid falls below that bar's low, the pressure will come on, okay, and the bar will turn red. All right, so they came back to our zone. Okay, remember I told you I want them to come into the wick zone. They had already overshot this one here, okay, and then of course they just blew through this one. So this is not going to be it. All right, so now let's see. They made this, which is fantastic. They made that, which is wonderful. Now let's see if they can get up here. Okay, let's see, can they make that work? Let's see. All right, so they're trying to do it again. They're really excited about trying to get this down. I mean, you can kind of see all of it, all 3 of them coming in, but this is bad when they're trapping all of this. That's bad. So you don't want to see them trap this. So if you're getting all 3 of these and they run past it, that's just horrible. Okay, you see? Well, no, that's not quite it. It's this one. Okay, you got your blue bar, which is the green. It's just a green. I'll just make it blue because there are some conditions. I say, hey, if the bar does this, let's go with it. So you got blue here, you got blue here, you got blue here. Just on the way up, just blue. All right. So when it blows past all of it, so the smaller body, big wig, mid, but when it does that, that's horrible. You don't want them to do that, and that's what they're doing here. They're kind of setting it out there and then blowing right past it. All right, so we don't want that. So let's see. Let's see. They did it with the doji here. I don't particularly like dojis. See if they're going to go ahead and make this. They're saying that they're going to get here. All right, so that's not too far removed from this. That's about halfway. So let's see if they're going to get here again. I don't want to hold the video long. I just want to give you guys the rest of this information because I did tell you. Now notice how the scale is adjusting. So I don't have to look left, and neither should you. You don't have to if you don't want to. You don't have to, but they're eager to get it down as well as getting it up. But they're doing a fantastic job with trying to keep it up because they keep dipping back and then taking. I don't like this. I don't like this scenario. I don't like this. They keep digging in the zone and then yeah, yeah. They're gonna okay. There it goes. All right. So they're adjusting that chart scale. All right. So they got close to this. They don't want to make that. That's fine. So what you do, okay? I told you it's still a downtrend. I did say that. I told you I didn't like this turn either. Rewind the video, people. Rewind the video. So they should get here. And as the bars turn red, this is what you do. You just do this. Okay. Just stay in the trade and keep in mind that they can rotate. So if they want to rotate, just try to keep them with your stop bar. The bar that's the stop. Now, if you're constantly trailing up, eventually they're going to tap you. Eventually, they're going to hit you. And I just have to tell you that don't be naive about how the markets work. Eventually, they will tap you. That's just how it works. So I can't tell you too much. Those that's on my private playlist, we know what's important. We know how far it can come back. That's important. We know exactly what to do with that. Okay, but I'm trying to give you guys something that's really simple because you need procedural information in order to be successful in trading. Don't leave it up to your discretion all the time. Don't do that. I know we're self-directed, but try to make sure that you understand that every professional field have rules to it. Now, whether or not you're aware of the rules or not, that's your fault if you're not. Okay, there's again ton of information that I know I provide. I can't speak to everyone else's channel. I don't know, but there's a lot of information that I know I provide for free that can absolutely change how you look at the chart. All right, so we have 5 highs. Remember, we talked about that a little earlier. We got 5 highs, okay, lower. So they're up here hitting the gas. And now we're coming back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the location doesn't quite add up. All right. Let's see what they do. They're down. They're still here. Okay. We need them to kind of work their way back up, like really get back up there. Okay. So they didn't make this one. That sucks. They just pushed a little bit. So this one wouldn't have worked. This one definitely wouldn't have worked. So remember what I told you. Here's the big bar. Here's the little one. They're slowing down. All right. Try not to make this stuff complicated, but please don't do that. All right. So let's see what they do. Let's see. We haven't made an uptrend yet, so they may get ready to roll it back over here. And if that be the case, let's just grab this threshold. Okay. Let's just do that. We can see the selling came in right here. Okay, well, let's see if we can go back down. The pressure is coming on. Okay, I'm not going to hold you much longer. Let's just see, can we get back through here, and then I'll go. All right, so they're trying to do it again to the downside. Make it simple. $99.21 a day is $2,000 a month, 25K a year. So try to make sure that you keep that in mind. The last bar had 80 bucks in it. All right, so and then they did it again. So now what we're going to do is we're going to project this. All right. So we're going to take the red bar scenario that they just did and we're going to do it again. And that puts them here. So once they get here, I'll go. So you want to read the market in a very sensible, objective way. Be sensible. Don't be overextending yourself trying to stay in trades forever. Don't do that. All right, who are you trying to prove? Who's looking at you while you're doing this? Now, if you're someone who want to get online and do all that streaming your chart and all of that, hopefully you actually know how to trade it. But if you're wanting to just entertain people, your focus is not what it should be. All right, so I want you to focus in. What is your objective? All right. When you look at the chart, what is it telling you to do? All right. And that's important. Don't kid yourself. These guys are not playing about what it is that they're capable of. All right. So did they blow this low? No, they just dove back into them blue bars. All right. So they just blew this bar. Let's see what they do up here. I think they just went past here. I thought they would run that low really quickly. Let's see. High. Let's get our high. Look up here. All right. Upper left hand corner here. High. 939.50, 939.50. So to the tick. So they hit our zone. That's all it is. They hit that zone. Didn't break the bar, and now they turned around, giving it to you again. You had the blue bars down here, so I get the response. There's a little response there. They even went into the zone and managed to close back below it, but they just kicked that stop on that bar. Okay, you got to watch out for that sometimes too. All right, so remember we got 1, 2, 3. That's four. They clip four. Okay, they clip four, and we got the five down. So we got the five here. I get the response because we had five off the low, so I get the response there. I understand that. They're wanting to get it up, but if you notice, just if you notice, uh, they're still here. Okay, so don't let the chart scale be ignored. They gave it to you. It's like a frame for a picture. You don't have to look left. The market is going to turn, and unless you blink for a really long time, you will see it turn. So you don't have to go historical, draw up a bunch of charts, sit up all night long. You don't have to do that trying to figure out if the market is going to turn at some particular level. That's not really necessary. If you can read real time, I do think that they're both equally important. I mean, you can historically look at the chart, and you can read real time. They both have importance and significance. But if you're trying to take your trade, and this is where it becomes, I guess, paramount for you to understand what the bezel offers you. The bezel offer you the experience in the moment, right? And so what they've done before, they may not want to do that, again. And so if you're ignoring the bezel, the chart, the hard right edge is your bezel. If you're ignoring this, if you're ignoring the location, okay, if you're ignoring majority, you will get your stop ran. All right. Don't try to have loss avoidance. All right. Try not to do that either. I tell my private community this. Winning and losing is synonymous in this market because they're both at the same moment. So when you win, someone lose, and when you lose, someone win. So they're synonymous. They're happening at the same time. They're not exactly the same thing, but they're happening at the same time. All right. And so you just have to have knowledge, just knowledge of what should I do? And I'm trying to provide you that. What should I do? Should I listen to someone on YouTube that is not giving you strategic, foundational information? Strategic. I mean, absolute important stuff that you can never ignore. And it's on every chart. Forex, futures, cryptos, it doesn't matter. It's everywhere. You will want to, yeah, you'll want to do that. That's important. Bitcoin. I think I said I would take a look at Bitcoin with you. Let me see, can I find that chart? I'll just go get one. I'll just go get one. Let's go get a chart. Let's go get a chart. I'm not going to use this one because I got the stuff on it. I gotta. Let me see. Can I get this going? Let me connect this Bitcoin here. All right. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin, and then I'm gonna go. I gotta go. All right. So let me tell you what I think about Bitcoin really quickly here. I'm not gonna pull out a whole lot of bells and whistles. Let's just get some data. Okay. So let's get some data going, and then I must go, people, because I do believe I said Bitcoin that I would take a look at this. Yeah, so it works on any market, any time frame. Let's do this. Let's just do that. Yeah, all right. So give it a second. It's coming. Give it 1 second. All right. So yeah, Bitcoin is down the board. All right. There's no question about that. It's down the board. Where is it at, people? Where is it at? All right. Let's talk about this. Where is it at? We're gonna make this quick. Where is it at? We just went over it. We just went over it. Don't look around. Don't act like you don't understand what I just said. Where are we at? We're below the center of the chart. All right. Now let's do us one more thing. Let's divide that in half as well. Even the more so. Even the more so, we're going to probably end up lower. Okay. Let's go look at the let's go look at that weekly real quick. All right. So let's do that too. All right. So daily, we looked at that. Let's look at the week. All right, so let's get us 24/7. Let's take a peek at this really quickly, and then I will go, oh, we don't want those lines. No, thank you. Okay, the lines are gone. Great. Yeah, we didn't want those. All right, so yeah, so this kind of the same thing going on here. All right, so what do we have? We below the center of the chart. Now, how long can we stay down here is the thing. So how long can we hold out below here. Let's try to divide this in half. I'm not perfect with this. All right, I'm just eyeballing it. All right. I think that this is a problem. They're going to run this. They're going to run this. So we should wind up below here. If they get below here, oh man, it's going to be interesting. So they're going to run this. This is what I believe. We do have a trend here. Let me get some. Let me get a drawing tool here. I meant to do this with you. Well, not here. Let's go here. Get the drawing tool. We don't need any indications for this one. We're gonna read the chart just like this. All right, we're gonna take a look at this, and then we're gonna hurry up and dial right back to that NQ, and then I'm gonna go. I know it's a few minutes I'm spending here, but I want to give you all your information that you need. All right, so let's go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 7. Okay, so we got a trend. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. All right, so let's just do that. And that's saying that they're gonna go down there. All right, so down there. Okay, that's what that's saying. Do they have to do that? No, they don't have to do it. You can see there's less selling coming into this. How many highs do we got? How many highs do we got? Come on, let's do this. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. All right, so that's 5 highs lower. All right, and that's saying that they're going to go significant. I told you they were going through here. There's something wrong here. My traders know this. They know something wrong here. All right. So the private community, I tell you what's wrong with that. And should they come back this way, you need to be targeting below here. All right. So will they do it? I don't know, but I'm pretty certain they will. All right. Pretty certain. So we know that they should get through here. So at least the mid of this distance here, I think it'll make sense. So the mid of it is roughly the lower half of the chart. So they should get here, and then when they get here, they may, now I do believe they may cycle a bit before getting here. They may, but they're coming. They're coming. Yeah, they're coming. They're going to come on through here, and so that makes sense to me as well. All right, so now let's go back to what we got going on. A bunch of nothing. A bunch of nothing. They're slowly grinding their way down here, so that that's what they're doing. All right, my time is definitely up. I do hope that you found all this information well. Be certain to hit the like button, people. Get somebody some help. Again, we're just trying to help people on this channel. Put God first. I want to say that. If you don't know him, get to know him. All right, it's really important that you do that as well. Make sure you be kind to others. Take care.